Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Bad Anime today. I just wanted to let you know before we get started that I, John, made a huge mistake. Accidentally recorded my microphone, not as my microphone, but through my goddamn computer speakers, and it sounds like garbage. Kind of like a Zoom call from the depths of Satan's asshole. So I'm just preparing you because my half of it sounds terrible. Rob sounds good. He sounds like an angel, so enjoy that. But me, I sound pretty bad. I put a hell of a lot of plugins though, so it sounds a little better than it would normally. But who cares? Let's start the show. I'm terrible.
It's bad anime.
Hello, everybody. My name's John.
And I'm Rob.
And this is Bad Anime, the podcast where we decide,
Is this anime daddy?
and are these buddies daddies? I like how we had the same idea there. I was going to say, is this buddy's daddy?
Are these buddies daddy?
Now I know what we're going to do. I've been waiting to change the intro to this show for a while.
Okay.
And I think the new intro, since we both thought of it at the same time, is going to be every time we do the title of the show, we switch it out for the episode that we're watching currently, or the show that we're watching currently.
Is this going to be on? Is this on the episode we're recording right now?
Yeah, this is on the air. It's behind the scenes right now. That's I'm putting it out there.
Oh, good. That way I can avoid calling you all the racial slurs I usually call you by.
Just smoke, and it's just 25 people in this one glass box getting secondhand smoke high. Like, you don't even have to buy cigarettes anymore. Just go in there and just breathe for 10 minutes, and you'll get your fix.
When I was studying in Japan, I drunkenly wandered into those boxes to talk to the fun people who were smoking. And
how was that?
It was fun. It was fun.
They are the most interesting people, I will say.
That's the thing, and I after several drinks, I'll have the occasional cigarette, but I probably have like one cigarette every like other month.
I had a time period where I would have a pack of cigarettes on me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I smoked, because I don't like smoking cigarettes really, but whenever somebody would ask me to bum a cigarette, I would always be like, oh man, like, I wish I could give you a cigarette, but I actually don't have any. Like, because I feel like it's a great way to make friends.
Yeah.
And so then I bought cigarettes, and then now anytime anybody asked me, they would be like, "Hey, can I bum a cig?" I'd be like, "Yo, you got it, my guy," and I'd give them a cigarette, and they would be like, "You want to step outside for a smoke with me?" And then I would be like, "Yeah, sure," and then I'd walk outside with them and not smoke a cigarette, and they would be like, "What are you doing?"
Like, you're forgetting step 2 of this, sir.
I did this so we could have a conversation. Let's hang out.
And I did you a favor, so you have to do me one. Hint, hint. On unzipper my fly. Like, oh no, that's right. Now you're my buddy, and I'm your daddy.
Have you ever heard of the term turning trick? That's what's happening to you.
That's what you're doing right now.
Right now.
Or else.
Buddy daddies.
Oh yeah, well, I guess we have to fucking talk about buddy daddies.
Let's talk about buddy daddies. Yeah.
I feel like the name for the show is just terrible because it also indicates nothing about the show.
The name of the show I will tell you, is solely clickbait.
Yeah.
Complete clickbait to get dumb people like me to click on it and watch it. Because it was on Crunchyroll. I asked you to do this. Yeah.
I had no knowledge of what the show was, and with that title, I didn't even look it up. I think you offhandedly said, yeah, Spy X Family, but they're two dads. And you were totally right.
It's literally that exact premise. And I didn't even watch it before I sent it to you. And I just saw the title, I saw what was on it. I read maybe a sentence of the description, and I was like, oh, Spy X Family with dads. That's it.
Yeah, so I had no preconceived notions of what I was getting into when I started this thing, and I watched it maybe an hour ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cause I come in as raw and as emotional as possible.
As any soy boy like us would, exactly.
The daddies here were kind of soy boys in a way.
They were a little bit. It was kind of cute. It was kind of soft. We decided for this one to not watch the full season, but do a 3-episode rule where we watch the first 3 episodes.
This probably as of 2 or 3 weeks ago, it just finished. Yeah. Usually with 3-episode rules, we try to keep it current, but this one instead of just starting it, had just finished. So still current.
It's great, current enough, and I think enough people have been talking about it. I've seen it actually on quite a few forums and anime sites actually, but people talking about this show, other podcasts as well. I think it's become pretty popular. Maybe just for the name value.
I think
as maybe we
I think
can
a lot
talk
of
about.
the curiosity is coming from the name, because if this is
Yeah.
called like Assassin Daddies, I don't know how. Actually, no. More
Right.
people might watch it. It was called Assassin Daddies.
Actually, maybe, yeah. Especially if you like really enunciate the ass in
Daddies.
in Daddies. I think that would be great. I would totally watch it at that point.
Daddy ass. Scissor
Daddy
daddy
ass.
ass.
Scissor me, daddy ass, ass boys.
Wrestling's incredible.
Wrestling is the best. If you don't like wrestling, you don't like fun. But
And
yeah,
we don't like you.
we don't like you. This show. Do we like this show though? Let's talk about it. Because it is essentially Spy X Family with dads. There's a bit of a twist to it though. There's a small twist.
There's a few interesting twists and turns they take here, which I really enjoyed, because the show needed it to make it stand out fucking remotely.
Oh, for sure.
First episode comes along. It's two assassins. They're like, all right, time to do what assassins do and like kill a guy.
Yeah.
So they're getting ready to do that.
Just another day of killing a guy.
At the same time, there's this 4-year-old girl running around, just running around Tokyo looking for her dad. It's kind of adorable, but at the same time, you're like, why is this child alone?
It's cute.
And we do learn why later in the series, why she's alone, and that's really sad.
We find out one mystery behind her is that why is she alone? But the other mystery, why is her English dub voice so fucking annoying? We never really find out the answer to that.
It was grating.
Oh, God, it was horrible. It was just like, they put it like 5 decibels louder than everybody else. And oh my God, it was so annoying.
I mean, it was but like, I think the intent of the character is to be annoying, so I think if anything, I don't know who voiced her, but credit to the actress involved, because she did a very good job voicing this annoying child.
I guess I got worked, brother.
That's the thing. We fell right into the work.
They worked me. They worked me real good. She was a heel, and she came off as a heel, and it felt good. It felt good, baby.
Daddy.
Just hang on to the largest back in the world while I dog paddle us to safety. My favorite Hulk Hogan promo.
I forgot about that. Oh God, wrestling is so much fun.
Wrestling is great. But yeah, we're introduced to Miri, just like you said, Rei and Kazuki are main characters. Assassin bros are off trying to kill a guy. And then they find this little girl, Miri, while they're trying to kill a guy. And Kazuki, blonde guy.
But I love how they did this, right? Because it was during like a Christmas party run by like some mobster people.
Right.
Basically, Kazuki's dressed as like Santa, and he has this giant cake. And Mirin he basically finds him like, oh, cake, cool. And at first, Kazuki's like, oh, this girl's cute. They talk a little bit, and she's like, I'm trying to find my dad. And he's like, what? Because she asked, like, Santa, can you help me find my dad? And he's like, oh, this is like cute and pretty sad. So I'm like, yeah, little girl, I'll help you find your dad. They're on the elevator while this happens. Mirin sprints into the hall, and all the armed mafia guards like, do we shoot her?
She's trespassing, but so, she is small.
I'm pretty sure like one guy did take a shot at her. Like, dude.
Hey, man, come on.
But and then the next thing you know, Kazuki's defending her. It's like, okay, we need to get out of this mess.
She really,
and then the meantime, Rei
pretty
is
much
like
acts as a component to blow their cover in every
exactly.
Mission,
so far, the first 3 episodes, that's been her sole role, is to make things miserable for them. So Rei the entire time just shooting to shoot. He's like, okay, we gotta get the job done still. And at one point during like the kind of the climax, one of the most climactic scenes of the first episode, because Mirin goes up to the mobster guy. It's like, are you my daddy? And he holds a gun to her head. So then Kazuki rips off his the Santa hat and beard, and it's like, I'm your daddy. Also, the term they use is Papa the entire time, but when you say daddy is so much funnier.
It's way funnier.
Because they never actually say daddy in the show. They say Papa, which is kind of funny. You know what I mean? So again, this title is kind of stupid. Anyway. Yeah. So like Assassin Papa probably would have been a much more fitting title.
You're right. It would have been. It would have fit everything a lot better. But
or if they isekai'd it a little bit and did a title like My Two Dads Are Assassins. Like that would have been a much better title.
Or my buddy papas are assassins.
Yeah,
my papas kill people.
My it's like there's so many ways you can go with it. When you have
my daddy's murder.
Oh, and they're just as effective.
third-degree daddies.
Daddy in the third degree.
Yes. And it's like the cover of it is just a guy naked in the cold.
Yep. Just two dads being bros, being guys, being buds, being dudes.
No. Ice fishing in 3-degree weather. Yeah.
So they wind up shooting everyone in the room. And they're like, okay, we got to figure out what to do with this kid. And the first
God. Wait. There was I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this.
It's all good.
So when the guy that they're trying to kill is holding Miri, the child.
Yeah.
Ray has some of the best fucking one-liners in these 3 episodes, I gotta say.
Yeah.
He is my favorite character by far.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some really, really funny lines. One of the funny lines was the guy's like holding up the kid, and Kazuki's like, how do we do this? And Ray's like, I got a clear shot through the kid.
And Kazuki's like, no,
you can't kill the child. And that happened. There's another thing that happened before, like Ray kills 2 bodyguards like in that room before they attack like the main guy.
Right.
And Kazuki's like, Ray, you just can't shoot around. You just can't shoot around like that. You could have killed the kid. And he like looks at the bodies. It's like, which was the kid? God, it's so funny. Yeah. Just deadpan and hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, Ray was definitely this. In terms of the comedy standpoint, Ray was by far the funniest character.
Absolute star. Just kills everybody. He's like, well, that's always the plan B. You just got to kill them all.
Yeah, he's like, I knew this should have been the plan A. But yeah, so at the end of the first episode, I love this. They learn that Miran's actually the daughter of the guy they just killed. It's like, oops.
Oh, no.
And they're like, oh, fuck. What are we going to do with this kid? So they have her around for like the next mission. They're like, okay, we have to break into this guy's house. So they're posing as like people to like check his security system.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, all right. They're like, Miran, just stay in the truck, please. But she has to go potty at one point. So
and her name is Miri, by the way.
Miri. Okay, cool.
Mirin is something that you put into food.
Oh, cool. I'm like, I feel so bad at being so dismissive about it. Like, oh, that's her name? Whatever. Fucking Miri.
Whatever. Fuck you.
Just like, oh, Jesus, Rob, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm whatever. I don't give a shit. All right.
I'm cool and edgy. What?
I'm so cool.
So edgy and wild. Look at me being a stud while I'm having a natural light.
You literally just pulled that out of nowhere. I had no idea you were drinking a natural light this whole time. I thought it was a Red Bull.
I had a Red Bull earlier.
Oh, okay. Wow. These things just change so fast.
Yeah, you got to keep up with me. I'm a manic cycle of ups and downs.
Yeah. God, sound like my love life.
Yeah, up and down. Ow, that hurt my head.
We're getting old, buddy.
Yep. So Miri goes inside.
Yes, she goes inside.
And blows.
Because she needs to pee.
Yeah, so she blows the whole operation. And that was basically the second episode. They're just like...
And once again, Ray has to come in and just shoot everybody to death.
And that's what he did. He's like... And he's the entire time he's saying, like, we should have just done this.
I love how in the first episode, and then, of course, in the second episode, this child has viewed more traumatic events than most people do in their lifetimes.
Yes, and the entire time she's just trying to play tag or whatever and hide and seek.
Or pee.
Yes,
I don't know.
Piss. Oh.
Yeah. So her dad's the guy they yeeted, and of course, so Ray and Kazuki have this other contact, this guy that gives them missions who like runs a small bar.
Right.
So they keep going to see him, and Kazuki's like, hey man, so this kid has like, I found this doll, quote unquote doll, on our most recent mission, and I should probably return it to the rightful owner or like the mother.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll look into it. And he eventually finds out, oh yeah, the mom of the kid lives in this town, in this place. If you're looking to, return that doll, clearly he knows that they have the kid. But
exactly.
But they're trying to keep that information on the down low, apparently.
Exactly.
So then Kazuki and Ray take a road trip to try to return this girl to her mother.
Right, and we learn her mother's actually like was it kind of like a lounge singer?
Yeah.
At a snack bar, which is kind of the one of the many forms of hostess bars over there, where you buy like food and drink, and a woman are there paid just to kind of hang out with you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Do things evolve into a sexual nature? Sometimes it depends on the shop. Not exactly that common. Sometimes people just want the conversation and the company of a woman. And
Right, it's more about the company.
I was like, good on you. I mean, when I'm eating and drinking, I like to do that shit alone anyway, but I have a woman there. Oh, God.
Oh, God. It's just so much pressure.
Yeah.
So sweating.
I would pay for having people not talk to me sometimes.
I would love that. They
have the option in Uber now to request no conversation.
It's hilarious when you book your Uber. But now, like, I feel weird because when I do that, I'm like, I don't want to say no conversation because then I'm going to get in there. They're going to think I'm a dick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe that's okay, though. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. The world's a topsy-turvy place.
It's a very weird place.
Uber's just fun because I can drink as much as I want and then not kill anybody. So
it's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You just sit and somebody drives for you. It's great.
Then I go home, eat a bunch of cheese, and feel worse than the whole night of drinking.
Yeah. And then you wake up, then you're all right.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the problem is now when I drink a lot, I eat a lot. So I'm like, I get home and I'm like, I'm starving. And then I overeat.
Yep.
And then I wake up feeling worse than I would have with just a normal hangover. Thankfully, I feel much better. But at the same time, I'm just like, I'm so full.
But you have like that time in the morning when you wake up and you feel like terrible for 3 hours and then you're fine for the rest of the day.
Luckily, that's actually been happening less and less, thankfully, because I've just been smarter when it comes to booze.
That's good news.
I'm getting
less like liquor and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's a big thing. Just cutting out, particularly dark liquor, cutting that out almost entirely, which sucks because I love Jack Daniels.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah. It's fun. You drink a little bit of it, and then you either want to punch someone or start partying.
And then you drink a lot of it.
And then you puke and want to party more.
Woohoo!
We shouldn't be listened to for any form of life advice, like at all.
Oh, not at all. Not even for anime advice. Zero.
I don't know why fucking people keep listening to us. Thank you. But like,
thanks to the country of Nigeria for having us on your charts.
Yeah, thank you. I've noticed a firm uptick in listens over in Nigeria, so thank you guys, whoever you are. Cheers.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. But speaking of the anime, we meet her mom.
The mom is a dick.
Yeah, she's really, really mean. She's like, oh, that kid? Fuck that kid. And then Kazuki's like, but you used to make her like hamburger steaks. And she's like, I bought that shit for 99 cents at the grocery store, you asshole. Get out of here. And like he's
it's a gray area. It's so tough because we learned that the mob guy basically forced himself on this woman.
Exactly.
So, I mean, she never wanted to have a kid, but had the kid, and so she did everything the wrong way. Obviously, when it comes to having a kid and not being able to take care of it, and she's like, there's a lot of cruelty and selfishness there.
Right.
But honestly, that's that is such a traumatic situation when you.
It's very real, right?
Very real situation as well, and some people wouldn't know what to do in that scenario. So
no, I think I was very emotionally invested in that whole storyline too.
That whole scene was really good. I really enjoyed that. And I love the complexity, and I love at the same time Kazuki finding basically the joys of fatherhood. Yeah, because
Kazuki has a little bit of a weird backstory as well that we're not exactly privy to, but something about him having a wife and a child that he doesn't see anymore for some reason, and I think we're learning why that is eventually.
I'm assuming they died or something. I assume they got
killed.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's what I'm assuming.
Because of his life as an assassin. But he also like packs away, every time he gets a paycheck for like a job, he's like, oh, you know where to send the rest to. And it's like he takes a little for himself, but then he sends most of it somewhere else, I'm guessing to like a family.
Could be like child support or something.
So I was thinking that maybe that they were still alive for that reason.
That's a good point. So I don't know.
But who knows?
Yeah, he could have a kid somewhere out there that he's not allowed to see. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe
with a criminal background, you never know. So that's.
But yeah,
that's a cool little hook right there. I'll be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, he obviously has a sense of responsibility with Miri, and when he leaves that bar. Ray has been basically keeping track of Mira the entire day, which has obviously been hilarious because she's been like doing
hijinks
stuff.
Ensued.
Oh yeah, she's like, get on the other side of the seesaw, Ray, and he's like, no, and she's like, please, and he's like, okay.
Yeah. It's just him brooding for like 20 minutes, and then eventually, Miri is like the cop's gonna grab. They're like, all right, we're gonna help you find your way home. She starts screaming about it because she's like freaking out, obviously.
Yep.
And then Ray shows up, is like, let her go. They're like, who are you? Her babysitter? No. Her older brother? No. I am her papa. And she loses her mind how happy now because she has two papas.
And I love her description because Ray has like these random war flashbacks of his dad beating him.
Yes.
And in the middle, and like Miri says to him like, the person who takes care of you and appreciates you the most is your papa.
Yeah, don't you forget it.
And it's so funny because Ray, like, that goes through his head, and he's like, "I'm your papa." Oh, it's great. And
I
she
love
hugs
it when
him,
you
and
call me Big Papa.
and then the cops are just like, "Yeah, that checks out."
Cool. It's like, cool, take your child back.
Pedophilia doesn't run rampant. That's fine.
Yeah, there's
I'm sure that's not weirder than it is. There's no need to look into that.
Rampant sex crimes in this part of the world, and all around the globe now. What? Never heard of it.
What? No, never heard of it. Never heard of it. So yeah, and then Kazuki, I think, decides not to tell Miri about her mother. Really, they just go back home.
Yeah, they just go home.
Like, that's really it.
That's kind of it, and that's the end of the first 3 episodes of Buddy Daddies. I got a little more out of it than I thought I would.
I think I did too. That 3rd episode kind of took a dark turn.
Which I needed.
I thought it was
interesting.
Yeah, well, we know that you did, but I thought it was great for me too.
Yeah, it's like, we get it, Rob. No one can fucking smile in any show you like. It's like, why do that?
It added a little more dimension than just like a spy slice of life kind of show. It kind of became more of like, there's some dark undertones here.
We needed a break from the zany kid comedy because it was getting so grating.
We did. I think in like the first 2 episodes, I was like, all right, we get it. She's a nuisance, and you have to watch over her, whatever.
Right.
Spy X Family.
Yes.
But in the 3rd episode, I think it became clear that, okay, no, there's an actual good reason that we have this child, and it's not just, we found this kid, hijinks ensues. And now they feel bad, right? And they both have a connection with her.
Yeah, and they both have issues with their own, upbringing, and life experiences. So it makes sense.
It feels good for them. Yeah, it makes sense to them. So yeah, I mean, that was the first 3 episodes of Buddy Daddies. Do you see yourself, at the end of these 3 episode rules, we always ask ourselves, are you in or are you out?
Yeah.
Are you in, or do you see yourself continuing Buddy Daddies?
If you told me, hey, let's continue this show and do a full retrospective on the series, I would definitely watch it. Other than that, I don't see any reason to. I'm like kind of good. Honestly, I kind of enjoyed these first 3 episodes more than Spy X Family.
I actually feel similarly.
Yeah, I thought the comedy worked a little better. Obviously, maybe the Japanese voice actress is much less annoying than the dub one for Miri. So if I was going to do it, I'd say maybe try sub and see how that works.
Yeah.
Comedy shows are rough sometimes for me because when they're not super engaging, I have a lot of ways to get my yucks, and sometimes I don't really need anime to give me the yucks. So probably not. I'm probably not going to continue this show. But I'm glad I watched it because I learned now that this show is more than the meme. I really enjoyed the scene with Kazuki and Miri's mom. I thought that was really well done, tackling a very real issue that many young women have to go through every day. So that was cool, and I like the tone they had there. Because they very much portrayed her as much a victim as anybody in this.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So that was cool. But I thought Ray was really funny. If we, like I said, if we decide to watch more of it for the show, absolutely. But if you're good, I might be good.
I think I'm also good. I didn't really... I think like you hit on something very good that I've been experiencing for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever finished or watched a lot of a comedy anime.
Yeah, you've never been much of a comedy anime guy.
I guess not. I mean, like, I find some things... I found some things, like, enjoyable, but...
Right.
I don't think I ever... Like, I thought Ray's lines were particularly hilarious, but... I don't know. I feel like there's never enough there for me to be like, I can definitely do, like, 2 seasons of this. Like, I feel like it's just going to be... Once you figure out what their notes are, they keep hitting those same notes.
Right.
And I just don't see any way that it could have, like, expand or get funnier or appeal to me more than it already has. That's just not... I don't know. It seems like very sitcom-y in that way, in that it's like, okay, definitely. Here it is, and this is what it's going to be. Right. You kind of know what you're going to get.
When it comes to comedy anime, the really one we only really enjoyed over here, I mean, High School DxD has a lot of comedy in it, obviously.
Oh, yeah. That one is,
and the biggest one is definitely My First Girlfriend is a Gal. That's the big comedy one.
Yeah. That one was really funny, actually. Yeah.
I guess maybe if it's kind of wholesome and cutesy as a comedy, I'm good.
Maybe. Yeah, because those shows kind of up the ante. when they're a little more like vulgar and kind of out there, and things change too.
They're more
like
they're mean-spirited.
Yeah, they're mean-spirited. Like they can be mean. Like this one's very like cutesy and fun and nice. So, obviously there was that dark scene and stuff, and that like dark stuff that we did get, and very like real
I just
plot
don't
line.
like cutesy shit.
I guess neither do I. It just doesn't really do.
I'm about to turn 30. I'm gonna be 30
much
soon.
for
Hey,
me.
I'm good. On the cutesy shit.
You shouldn't need that. You shouldn't be overly interested in that. I mean, did I find it cute? Yeah, sometimes it's kind of cute, but I don't know. I don't know if cute and funny is for me. I think when I have funny, I need it to be like.
I need a little more edge.
Edgy, raunchy, just a little more like, oh, there's a little more that we can play with rather than, oh, you're cute, you're ruining all of our plans. Oh, boo, 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 boo.
Exactly.
You know? So I think that's where I stand on it. It sounds like we're both out, and I'm not mad that we watched it though. I'm
definitely not mad.
I like to be able to know what it is and have an opinion on it.
There is a lot worse ways to kill an hour.
I agree. I think it just really wasn't for us.
No.
To continue, but I don't know. Good enough. Fine. Not bad.
Not
just
bad.
Not exactly my cup of tea, I guess.
No, I'm good. I mean, like you said, like you summed it up perfectly. Good experience. Glad I did it. I can now comment on Buddy Daddies, but I'm good, sailor.
Yeah, and that's all we got to say on ass in dads.
Yes. Dad in the third degree. It never
third
got into
degree
that
father.
It never got into that second gear for us. So
no, never did. But maybe the next one will.
Daddy got drunk and fell down the stairs, just like my interest with this show. Anyway,
we'll end on that.
It's bad.
Wow, oh my god, what a rousing podcast of anime conversation. Am I right, my compares? Am I right, my weebdom? Anywho, yeah, you can send us a message if you want. Did you like this podcast? Did you hate this podcast? Do you want to kill me? Do you want to drench me in Calaxosaur blood and watch me drink it? That's fine. Just send us an email at badanimepod@gmail.com or DM us on our Instagram at badanimepod, all one word. You can also find us on YouTube as Bad Anime, and you can leave a comment on whatever video you want to leave a comment on. We'll read them all anyways. We don't care. I love you. Kiss, kiss.
Simple Equations Podcast Network.